Hey y'all, and happy Tuesday. So I want to welcome you guys back to my channel, and I want to also apologize for being gone and absent for so long. But if you follow me on social media, then you can see that I've been up to something. I just have not been up to my YouTube the way that I needed to. But I've been getting like so many DMs lately. I've been getting a lot of questions, and I always get them, but I've just been in my head for so long that it took me a minute to really get out of that. About just, man, you should start a YouTube channel. Like, I would love to hear like a little bit more about what you talk about, how you got started, and I find it inspiring. So here I am. So I came and I took the time to really I wrote out a short list because I wanted to make sure that this wasn't a video that kind of just was too drawn on, but something that definitely added value. You can take something away from it, but you did not have to spend 30 minutes listening to it. So my 3 things that I want to talk about today is just show 3 things that can help you get started on a healthy journey, or maybe you are already on it, but you kind of you kind of feel you in that in-between phase of dang, is it worth it? Is it paying off? Do I stick with it? What do I do? So first things first that I wanted to talk about is just mindset. So when you are starting anything in life, the first things first is to always go in positively. You have to go in positively and go in from a space of love. So when I first started this journey, my primary focus was I knew that I needed to lose a lot of weight. That was it. I knew that I had to lose at least 100 pounds. So thinking about that just off back, knowing that I had been somebody who was overweight just my entire life, I didn't know exactly where to start. I had did a lot of Google stuff, but I was looking for the easy way, or I was just looking for the easiest way, when in reality, all of it is work. So it was really just me being afraid of really just committing to something that I had never done before. So first things first is always just mindset. And when I talk about mindset also, it's important to understand that how you view yourself has a lot to do with your mindset. So I talk to a lot of my clients, or I just talk to people just every day just about this, just healthy living. And a lot of the times the way that I hear people talk to themselves is the reason why they're stopping themselves from actually being successful, or actually really, really pursuing this thing head on and falling in love with it. So when I first approached this, I remember stepping on this scale, and I remember that scale saying 342 pounds, and I knew that I had to make a change. Sorry about the plane. I'm gonna kind of let it pass because I don't know what it's gonna sound like. Where is it? I wish it would hurry up. But yeah, back to what I was telling you all. So yeah, when I first approached this, I knew that I had over 100 pounds to lose, which I knew was going to be some work. I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight, and I knew that I wanted to feel better about myself. So in order to feel better about me, I had to start finding things, or I had to start looking at this healthy lifestyle as a positive for me. Not, oh, I'm fat, so this is why I'm starting it. Or, oh, I don't want to die, so this is why I'm starting it. No, and no again. If you don't listen to anything or don't take away anything from this video, the first thing that you definitely need to do is always talk to yourself from a space of love. Always. So something that I had to switch, when I talk about just walking, because I tell people, as far as my exercise and my workout routine started with walking. And with that walk, though, I can still remember it right now, the days when I would put on my music and I would just be feeling so good. The wind would be blowing or whatever, the scenery would be beautiful, and I would just take in that time to just breathe and just feel the essence of just everything, and just really be grateful for this journey that I was on. You know what I'm saying? Just the opportunity to be able to still walk, to be able to experience that right then and there in that moment. So I had to fall in love with things that were for me, but outside of me. So when I started my walk, I fell in love with nature. I fell in love with the scenery. I fell in love with the sound of the water. I fell in love with watching the seasons change. I fell in love with like the cars passing by. I fell in love with the vision of me being a girl that was gonna run down the side of on the lakefront, because I always walked on the lakefront. So I always envisioned myself being a girl with the booty shorts and a long ponytail and just running, and my body was looking real good. Like, that was always my goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was always what I envisioned myself as. And like, as I would walk and stuff, like, I remember like sometimes I put on my like music like Beyonce or something like that, something that make you feel yourself, and started strutting while I was walking. But it was fun to me, and it was something that gave me that like, hey, you got this. Like, no matter what, you ain't quitting this, because this feels good. So that's first things first on mindset, is just one, going in positively and just understanding that when you move into this healthy, active lifestyle, it's all about doing everything from a space of love. You are working out because you love yourself. You are working on yourself because you love yourself. You showing up because you love yourself and nothing else. This is not about a boyfriend. It ain't about a girlfriend. It ain't about a partner. It ain't about a family member. It ain't about what the doctor said. It's about being happy with you. Being able to look in the mirror, look at yourself and say, you know what? Hey, this is me, boo. And I'm about to work on me. And I'm going to get to the best version of myself, no matter what, one step at a time. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. So that's first things first, mindset. Next thing next, keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate this, especially when you're new to this. Do not overcomplicate it. I literally just had somebody on my Snapchat ask me, they said like, oh, I literally had just grilled some chicken. That's it. Like, I don't eat meat anymore, but my family still does. So literally it was some boneless, skinless chicken thighs that my mom had in the freezer. We seasoned them, put them on the grill. That's it. And so I posted it on my Snapchat, and so she was like, what is it? And I told her, like, it's just chicken, nothing simple. And she was like, I need recipes. And I was like, recipes? Keep it simple, boo. Like, we literally just seasoned the chicken and threw it on the grill. So, like, when it comes down to healthy eating, don't overthink that process of, oh, I need to go and I got to go grocery shopping. I got to clean out all my cabinets and I got to do this and I got to do that. No, keep it simple with something that you can stick with. Get you some chicken, get you some broccoli, get you some brown rice, get you some vegetables or whatever. I know it sounds boring. Get you a sweet potato, get you all of those things, some beans, some rice, some tofu. Keep those things simple. When you get to trying to like create all these different recipes and do this and do that, if that's not something that you do already, if you're not already a cook, if you're not already somebody that regularly goes on the internet or may see a recipe and tries it on a regular basis, if you're not that person, don't try to turn into that person on your day one or week one of your weight loss journey or your wellness journey. Do not do it. It's the easiest way to fall off track, because the minute that you cannot keep up with it, you're going to feel like you are failing. So keep it simple. Like, that's why I said, like, if you need to, start with the chicken, the brown rice, the broccoli. It sounds boring, but when you get tired of it, then you switch it up. But don't be like, I need to have 6 different meals prepared. I need a meal for every 2 days. A different meal for every 2 days. I gotta have this. I gotta have that. Like, no. And that's another reason why, like, I tell people about Herbalife. Like, I love Herbalife because I was that meal prepper that overthought everything. I was that girl that went to the grocery store, was buying all these ingredients for all of this stuff that I ended up not making. And I just wanted to keep it simple. I always boiled down back to, get you some ground turkey. You're going to chop that boy up. You're going to season it real good. Get you some, I used to get kale, like edamame, and I would do like a little blend or whatever. And I would just saute all of that. I would cook the meat, and then I would saute all the vegetables together. I would give me some rice, call it a day. Like, that would be my meal prep. And I kept that consistent, but that was something that I could stick with. Then when it came down to the shakes were simple, because then it was like, okay, cool, I'm taking care of 2 meals. 2 meals is already taken care of. So my Sunday meal prep, boo, lit. Only had to worry about making 1 meal, maybe 2 if I wanted to switch up throughout the week. And then when it came down to my snacks are easy too. Like, sometimes I would look up little recipes for it. Sometimes I would just go buy a little easy stuff, whether it be like nuts, Greek yogurt. Herbalife got a lot of different options, but it's a lot of different things in the store that you can go with. You know what I'm saying? Like peanut butter and rice cakes. Like, there's so many options. Like, but I kept it simple. I did not do anything that I knew for a fact that come week 2, I was going to be like, no, I ain't going to be able to do this. Or give it a chance and something come up and then now I don't have time. Because life is going to keep lifing. You're never going to get to a point where life is just going to stop because you started your weight loss journey and it wants you to be committed. No, commitment is you. Commitment is doing what you said you was going to do. Far past when it's easy. Far past when you questioning like, oh, is it worth it? Knowing that you said that you was going to do it, and the commitment is all that matters. So that's what brings me to number 3, which is commitment. Like, I love a quote. Fab is like one of my favorite rappers, y'all. And like, he got a quote in one of his songs that say, my plan B is another way to make my plan A work. So I knew that when I started this journey, quitting was not an option, because I had quit on myself entirely too many times. I had disappointed myself entirely too many times. And I was tired of feeling like that. I was tired of living with that feeling of disappointment. That is not anything that I wish on anybody. And if anybody is watching this and you can relate to it, I'm telling you right now, like, the answer to your feelings that you're feeling right now is you. All you got to do is just make the commitment to be better. And you don't have to do it all at one time. It's about committing to the small things. So I started with committing to not taking the elevator. Remember I told y'all I started with walking. I knew that if I could not do anything else, I could walk. Walking was not going to intimidate me. Walking was not going to make me feel like I can't stick with this. Walking was not going to make me feel like this is so taxing on my body. Walking did not overwhelm me. So walking was what I did. I started off walking from 63rd Street Beach to 39th. And first it started off with me just going from 63rd to 57th. Then it was like 63rd to about, just further down, maybe about like 47th. Then moved on to like 43rd. Like, and then eventually it got to the point where like I just was walking and I looked up and I'm like, dang, I'm at 39th and I got to go all the way back. But I loved it so much. It was something that I was so committed to. I was so enthralled with falling in love with me and becoming a better person that I didn't care what came with it, because the commitment was all that I needed. So quitting, off the table. So every time I thought about like, oh my God, like I don't know if this is working. No, I just revisited other options. But not doing it was a no-go. Because I had my days also like that I said that I was committed to this. I said that I was starting something. And then I sat on the couch and I didn't go work out because I let time get away from me, or I let other stuff get in the way. So no, I started making myself a priority. I committed to me before anything, because I knew that I had to live with myself. Everybody could look at me and could tell me that I was pretty for a big girl. And yeah, I own a pretty for a big girl statement. But in reality, I didn't like being the big girl. I was cool with being pretty. But damn, can you just acknowledge me for pretty? So it's like I owned it, but it wasn't like I loved it. I just owned it because people said it was me. And I was committed to being different. I told myself, I don't want to be this anymore. Like, I don't want to be known as, oh yeah, Ramie, she pretty, she keep herself up, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I didn't want to be that. I wanted to be happy with myself. I wanted to be proud of myself. And I told myself that no matter what, whatever I had to do, however many different changes that I had to go through, I was going to learn how to commit to myself. I was never going to give up on myself. And that really brings everything full circle from point 1, point 2 to point 3, from mindset, keeping it simple, and committing to yourself. My mindset was giving up. No, that's it. That's a wrap. I'm going into this positively. I love myself. Because I love myself, that's why I move the way that I move. That's the reason why I work out the way that I work out. That's why I go hard the way that I go hard. Because at the end of the day, I feel like they all come together. They all connected. Everything is connected. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you go hard at one thing, you're going to go hard at the next, which can be a good and a bad thing. Because if you go hard on yourself, then you're going to be hard on other people. But then you have to remember that if you're going to go hard on yourself and if you're going to be hard on yourself, be hard from a space of love. The same way, like, understand that, you know, every now and again, you got to give yourself some tough love. You got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, what you're doing is not working, and you know it, so change it. Because you're the one that got to live with you. And that's, honestly, that's a positive way of looking at things. Because it's different when you talk to yourself like, look at you. You big, you unhappy, and now you eating donuts. That's not a way to think to yourself. I used to be that person too. That's why I try to be softer when I talk to other people, because I know how tough I was on myself and how tough I can be on myself. But that's also why I don't take excuses. Because I was an excuse queen, baby. I would give you an excuse in a minute. Oh, I couldn't do this cause. I couldn't do this cause. Well, what's most important to you? What means most to you? What are you committed to? Are you keeping it simple? Why are you overcomplicating it? If it's something that you want to do, don't overthink it. Just do it. That's it. Don't overthink anything. Just always remember that, like, if you take quitting off the table, everything else is done. It's going to already be complete. Because at that point, now the only thing that you're focusing on is solutions. Only thing you're focusing on is getting it done. How can I make this work? That's what commitment is. This ain't working? Okay, I need to go look at this. Oh, that ain't working? Okay, this was good, but this probably could be better if I did it this way. Where am I in my life right now? How do I feel? What do I need to, like, help me get on track and stay where I need to be? And that's going to change at every single moment in life, because, again, like I told you, life is going to keep lifing. You're never going to get to a point where, like, life just stops happening and you just don't have to, you don't have to worry about responsibilities, or you don't have to worry about things coming up. Like, no. Understand that things are going to come up. But when you're not quitting on yourself and you committed to yourself, then whatever comes up, it don't matter. Because either way it go, I'm going to go no matter what. Period. So that's going to wrap that. We had about like a 16-minute mark, which I'm actually pretty proud of, because I didn't really know how long this was going to go on, and I told you I didn't want to make it super long. But I want to welcome you back to my channel, or if you're new, I want to welcome you, and just let you know that these are some of the things that you definitely can be expecting from me. I offer a lot, so you can definitely look at my Instagram if you have like any questions, or if maybe you want to figure out how maybe we can connect. I will be dropping that down in the description box as well. But man, just thank you for listening. Thank you for following my journey. I want to tell you that I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so excited for us to work together, for us to grow together, for us to glow together. I'm definitely here for you 100%. I've been helping ladies like all over the world over like the course of maybe the last 4 years, and I never saw this happening, but I'm so grateful for it. Like, I really am, and I absolutely love it. So I will talk to you all later. I hope that you are having a terrific Tuesday. I love you. I want to remind you to love yourself immensely. If nobody told you that they love you, know that I love you. And I will talk to you later. Bye.